What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you the ways that I've seen people break into the world of commission-based inbound 1099 remote appointment setting or closing, otherwise known as high ticket sales. I've been in this space now for a little more than 4 years. I joined this space coming from roofing sales. I went into closing, did it full time, did it for one offer, did it for 2 at a time, did it for 3 at a time, worked up to making 6 figures closing, got into sales management, started a sales group chat that turned into the community that I still run today, started a sales agency, building done-for-you sales teams, did some recruiting, build outs, sold the agency, still run the community, and now run a sales newsletter. I'm extremely involved in the fulfillment of the community that we run, and we focus primarily on getting people from a job that they don't like into a job that they do like that is in this space. Now, because this is a commission-only performance-based space, there's a lot that could go wrong if you do it in the incorrect way, and so hopefully in this video I can give you some ideas based on what I've seen to work for others, myself, and members of our community. So let's get into it. And if you can't tell, guys, this is going to be my first iPad video. Maybe I've done one before, but this is my first true live drawing on the iPad video to break down some concepts. So as discussed, you guys, we are going from 9 to 5 to high ticket sales. Now this 9 to 5 could be sales, could be non-sales. For the sake of the example, it doesn't even have to be work that you're coming from. Like, you could literally be in college, but it takes up most of your schedule, right? So the current job, it's important. You need money. College, it's important. You want to make money. So you can't just burn this down and go to zero, right? So I'm going to lay out the different options on how exactly you might want to do this. I've worked with over 400 sales reps to do this in one-on-one or small group setting. I'm pretty good at it. This is what we're going to call the ideal scenario. Anytime you have one job, you get a new job, ideally you line them up so there's not too much overlap. You're not driving yourself up a wall, and you have the stability that when you end this income, you're going to start this income. Now, this industry, high ticket sales, is a little bit different because you could end the 9 to 5, but then this high ticket turns into zero. In a perfect world, this little transition point works best when the high ticket role has data. That means there are reps there earning what they say you will be earning through the OTE right now. And should you come in and hit those KPIs and do what is required, you will also earn that money. However, that's also just not how this space works a lot of times, because if you're going from a 9 to 5 trying to go to high ticket, the chances are you haven't done this before. And so it becomes more difficult to compete for the roles within high ticket. Now, before we get any further, I need to illustrate a concept. I'm going to use some, I forgot what they're called, but kind of 3-dimensional drawings from my architecture days. Okay, that is supposed to be a hurdle, and that's supposed to be another hurdle. There's 2 main hurdles that you need to get over when you're coming into this space. One, it's general sales experience. Number 2 is high ticket sales experience or high ticket sales familiarity, meaning if you've been in, let's say, insurance sales for a really long time and you're really great and you set records and all this, but you don't understand how to do the one call close inbound remote closer framework that people are doing in high ticket, you might be able to get over hurdle number 1, but you might hit hurdle number 2 and then they hire somebody else. So we need to be realistic in this transition here, because in reality, when you leave a job that's paying you money and then go into a performance-based job where you don't make the money that you were expecting to make, not only are you just not making $0, you're actually losing money because you left the job that was paying you money. So we need to avoid that at all costs, which is why we're really big on expectation setting in our community. We don't set people up with no sales experience to make or to expect to make $30,000 in their first month. So I showed you guys the first and ideal scenario in everybody's eyes. It's like, okay, cool. I'll just find a job. I'll apply to jobs while I'm working. This job I don't like, I'll line one up. One day I quit this one. Next day I start this one. Squeaky clean. There's another reality where you could do this, where there's a break between the two right here. And I mean, this is just like another job as well. Like if you burn out of a job and you'd rather just be out sooner, then this is one thing, but this is even more deadly to your income if this high ticket sales job is not quality, because this in here is your opportunity cost, and it just starts a lot sooner if this doesn't work out or if that specific role doesn't work out. So the pros here, I mean, you're going to have some breathing room. You're not going to be overwhelmed with overlap. The cons are you're just assuming a little bit more risk, which is fine if you have runway or if you have manageable expectations. One thing that I would like to propose to you guys is that you should always do the application stuff and see through the interviews before you quit your job. If you can't manage to find the time to do applications and take interviews while you have another job, you're probably just not cut out for this. Like, you might work full time in person. It might be hard. It's definitely going to be hard. You might have to step out of the office. You might have to rearrange your schedule, but that's just the price you have to pay unless you want to take more uncertainty than you need to, unless you want to take more risk. I want to show you guys what I did now. It looks something like this. And if you don't know my specific story, I was in roofing sales. I was making great money, had a year of living expenses saved up, and I wanted to get into the space really badly, even if it meant making less in the short term. So what I did is I told myself, I saw all these people making money online. I told myself, if I can make $3,000 in a month part-time, I see these guys doing 10, I see them doing 20. I was already in that range in roofing. I will quit my job for $3K per month. I just need to see the proof of concept because I've tried all these other business models and they just didn't serve me, or I just couldn't figure them out at the time. They all work. I just couldn't figure them out. So what I did is I went and I got on a free trial. So what I did is I went and I got into a trial with a company as a closer. I think the trial was like 20 calls, if I'm not mistaken, and I had to close 20% of them, and then I stayed on, and that's when I put in my notice. Now, one of the things that got me into this company, into this high ticket sales closing role, straight from roofing sales, was my ability to follow up twice on the interview when nobody else did, and just my drive and passion and hunger to get into this industry. I was disqualified on my first interview because I hadn't yet sold in this industry. That's what I just told you guys about, the second hurdle. I was a victim of the second hurdle. However, I sold him on to a trial. We had a great interview. I just didn't have the experience, so trial it is. And I gave him my word that I was going to quit my job if I was given a full-time offer. So is that a perfectly black and white scenario that can apply to all of you guys watching this? Probably not. But that's what I did. I made it work. I figured it out. I problem solved. So I had some overlap. It was about a month of overlap, and it was hectic, dude. I was working a ton. Luckily, so actually, let me draw this out. If I had, let's say this was my calendar in roofing sales, Monday through Friday. So what I did was I batched the roofing sales job all up in the beginning of the day, and then I would come home, and I think it was from 2 to 6 p.m., I would try to take 4 closing calls. And then what a lot of people won't show you is I was back at the end of the day doing the rest of my roofing sales work at night for a month. It was hard work, but I made $5,000 part-time in my first month while continuing to make 5 figures per month in roofing sales. So where I was previously working like literally all day from 7 a.m. morning meeting to sundown, I did what I could to condense my in-person appointments and take the remote work home, which was estimates and all these things, and then squeeze in the closing calls just to make it happen. This is going to be hard. If the role is worth anything, the overlap, this overlap here, or actually, I mean, the entire calendar overlap is going to be hard. It's a lot of context switching. It's actually going to be a lot harder if you work in person as well. That was my experience. So I would have to drive home. I was driving all over the city in roofing sales. Now, let me show you another one. There's this guy in our group who comes to mind, actually 2, both in tech sales. And this is what they do. These 2 guys that I'm thinking of, Michael and Diavin, we do have an interview. We have 2 interviews with Diavin. We have none with Michael yet. They both just do both jobs part-time because the jobs that they have are flexible. Diavin, he is a closer in the remote space and he is a SDR manager in his tech sales job. Michael is an account executive or a closer in his software job, and he is a DM appointment setter in his high ticket sales job. It could really look like that. It could look other ways, but the key thing here that's going to make this work is the fact that they're remote and they have the schedule autonomy a little bit. It is a lot harder to even end up in this scenario if you can't get the attention of a good company to begin with. So what I'll say about these guys, Michael and Diavin both, they had significant results in their 9-to-5 that they were able to sell as a reason to be considered in the high ticket sales side of things. If their 9-to-5 was being a plumber, it would be harder for them to sell into high ticket sales. So I'll tell you guys right now, it doesn't matter the level of sales experience that you have or industry experience that you have if you don't have any time to work the job. Schedule availability is the number one thing that makes this difficult for people to break into. And for that reason, I'm going to show you guys right now basically what is like the lowest barrier to entry way to get into this without burning down an income prematurely, but while stacking proof in this industry that is actually going to be meaningful in terms of you going and ascending into appointment setting, closing roles. Now, this is if like you literally back against the wall, cannot quit your job, and you have you don't have a preset schedule that you can say, hey, every day between these hours, I can take calls. And then you have to ask yourself, well, am I more interested in a title, or am I more interested in making a side income or a remote income? So if you are more interested in the income, this could be for you. So this 5-day schedule right here, let's say these are business hours, 9 to 5. There's hours outside of that. And let's just say purple is 9 to 5. I am in person, and there's just really not too much flexibility, man. I am 40 hours a week. I am busy. Well, one thing that can work against time zones, against in-person stuff, and this is more of an entry-level role, is DM appointment setting. Because I don't care who you are, man. If you truly, truly want it, you can find 10 minutes a day, 5 times a day, at minimum, to get into an inbox, send some messages, and log out. That could look like morning, bathroom break, lunch break, afternoon when it slows down, and evenings, because this is usually when DMs are busy to begin with. If you can text fast and use whisper flow where you can actually talk to text, you should be able to manage an inbound appointment setting role here that can make you $3,000 to $5,000 per month. Now, is that guaranteed? No. Are there roles where you make zero? Yes. I don't recommend that you ever do outbound. This should be inbound, and we help people land these roles in our hiring channel. The idea by doing this all throughout here is that if we go back to, I'm going to make this a little simpler this time around. Hurdle 1, which is sales experience, and hurdle 2, which is high ticket sales experience. We can now say, to an extent, whether you had a sales background before or not, we've done sales. They don't have to teach us sales. And we can now say that we're familiar with the appointment setting framework. The progression that you would like to hit at this point is probably something like this. So let's say you got the 9 to 5 and you're working high ticket. Let's say these are your days you're doing the DM setting. If you know that you're getting the proof of concept and you want to get to making the bigger bucks, I'll just be real with you guys. It's hard to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month as a DM setter. What you need to be doing in between this time is applying to what would be your full-time high ticket gig. Okay. So if you have the sales experience, but you don't have the resume, this is how you get the resume to even be considered for the full-time role that you want here, which I prefer would be phone setting. You can make a lot of money doing phone setting. You can definitely offset a full-time income unless you're, if you're making 20 grand a month, and you should probably just go to closing. But the same thing applies here. This could also be closing, but you're going to have trouble getting, just being real with you, you're going to have trouble getting to either of these if you do not have the high ticket sales experience. At least any of these, phone setting or closing, that are actually worth something. Because it doesn't serve you anything to step away from your old job and make $0, get into a bad offer, not stack results, and then just be back at square one. That's how you burn out. That's how you decide that high ticket sales was a scam. And that's how you just end up going on to the next make money online scheme. Now, in our community, we work with people of all different backgrounds. And a lot of the younger guys, man, they might hit a wall sometimes and they say, dude, I just can't get attention from a good job. I just, nobody wants to interview me. I'm having trouble even being considered. Well, let me give you this point of reference, man. You see all the people in our community, right? You see the interviews, you see the wins posts, you see these people on the live calls. Like you know that people are doing this, right? Okay. Cool. At one point in time, not only was that person not in high ticket sales, they were not even in sales, similar to where you're at right now. Every single person has had to get over that barrier. The barrier, similar to going from like setting to closing, where you just have to, by any means necessary, get in there. It's similar when you're going from sales job to high ticket sales job, or not a sales job to high ticket sales job. You just have to make it happen once. And then after you make it happen once, it just gets easier. Combine that with knowing the right people, having the right access, having people like me in your corner that can help you vet offers so you don't waste your time and quit a job that you don't need to prematurely. You just have to get the first one. If you're at that point where you feel like, I just can't get the first one, I've tried, I've gone in the Facebook groups, I joined the free Discord chats, and I've done all this, I've done the social media stuff, I've been on YouTube, I can't get it. Well, that's why we exist. So a lot of our community is more so around career strategy, and I work one-on-one with the members that come inside. I personally redo all the resumes. Still, to this day, I still do that. We just hired on a head of client success as well that's going to work inside of our client success team. And if you think your situation is complicated, I guarantee you that we've had someone make it happen with an even more complicated situation. Someone with less experience, less time, on a different part of the world that the time zone is flipped, English their second language, young as hell, old as hell. If you're truly dedicated to making this happen, it is possible. And it becomes a lot easier when you have the right people in your corner, the right guidance, the right community, the right support, the right jobs, the right vetting process, the right tracking, everything. And that's what we provide in our community. Now, if I didn't talk about a situation that you felt applied to you in this video, we could talk about it when you join our group. If you just go down to the first link below, there's a video on that page. You check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Pretty straightforward. Your next step is to book a call with our team if you're interested in that, and you'll talk with our guy Diego and he'll get you all set up. But there's not a scenario that has stumped us yet, if I'm being honest. And we've been here for longer than your sales coach or sales trainer has even been in the space selling. We've been doing this, working with people to break into this space as reliably as possible without burning down an income. So much so, man, like one of the first questions that we ask when we onboard new people is like, what does your family or dependent situation look like? Because we want to do it in a way that is safe and sustainable and not putting you in too much of a risky position based on your tolerance for one. So anyways, guys, go down below. First link in the description if you want help doing this, if you want access to over 700 jobs a month, if you want to follow a proven framework, working with our team of recruiters, support, trainers, coaches, all of the above. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.